How we doing, everybody? Welcome in. Something new. So yeah, I hope we're all doing well this morning, or this evening, or this afternoon, whatever it is for you. So let's go. So yeah, hope everyone's well. Let's wait for everybody to come in. See what we've got planned for today. See what we can find. So yeah, we're just having a look. Pretty much just a chill out. Just a chill out one today. Having a look, discussing what our favourite fish are, that kind of thing. You know, whether it's pond related, tropical, or marina. So it's just a little something. Obviously, let me just move the cam as well. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. Let me just pull up this channel too, just in case StreamYards is being funky and not showing me the actual chat. Go to live. So yeah, that seems to be working fine. So yeah, we are on the final stretch to the road to 500, which I do appreciate everybody stopping by and helping out with that as well and becoming part of the community. We do have things planned as well already in place for when we hit that. You know, if we've got to make that big decision, do we go memberships? Do we not? If we do go memberships, what can we offer? So obviously doing the graphic artwork and things like that as fun. Obviously, no one really sees that side of what I do. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes when it comes to what gets made. Obviously, you would have seen the new logo as well in the channel, as well as the new merch that will be coming as well. Once we hit the 500 and we decide whether to actually launch a merch store as well. So yeah, that'll be coming up. Also giveaways as well. We do have a product review coming very soon of a Hygalite Aquarium Fantasy. Welcome in. How you doing today? So yeah, it's just a random one. You know, just saying about product reviews coming up, things like that. Obviously, once we do hit the 500 as well, we'll be doing a giveaway as well. So that'd be fun. I've got to think about what we're going to be actually doing for that. Could be a t-shirt, could be a mug, could be mugging and a coaster, you know, whatever. Just some little things, really. And that be not bad. Oh, yep, live. What is that? Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's showing me what he's got planned at the moment. There is a talk of doing our own little growing show, so to speak. Getting 100 koi fry basically and growing them on. Doing our own culling and picking the best of the best kind of thing. But yeah, as I say, it's just a random pop-up live. Hope your tanks are doing well as well. Making sure, you know, they're all happy. Excuse me, it's getting that tired out. Put another 0 on that? What do you mean? What do you mean put another zero on that? Road to 5,000? I wish. I got to get to 4,000 before I can do that one. Hell, I'd be happy to take 1,000. So what kind of koi? We're looking at a Goshki cross, either a Benny's or Kikusui. So yeah, it's going to be good. We've got a 1,300 liter tank that is empty at the moment that we do have to give a good clean out because there's a bit of debris food at the bottom. So yeah, we've got to get in there and get a good hoover out and then clean all the filters as well, things like that. Just get it nice and mature. See, if Hobby really wants to be kind, he can always open that door up and remove my cup from my side. Didn't think so. Yeah, Goshki, Benny, Kiku, Kahaku, and Kikusu. Oh, he actually did hear me. Thank you. Gotta love it when you're live. So yeah, that'll be a interesting mix, but obviously we've got to build a little frame area. Don't forget as well, bro, we've got that netting as well that we can finally maybe get put used to. You know, we've got 2 sheets of that. Obviously at the moment as well, we're going to be working on that. So there'll possibly be videos of that being put together and how we're actually planning on doing it. So that'll be a little extra side one for everybody to go and check out. But yeah, if anybody isn't already, pop over to Hobby Town, give him a little subscription. He's gone over the 100 mark now, so we'll be pushing on for that 200 that we know he's talking about. So yeah, we're going to be kind of doing like I guess you could say a community based as well with these lives. So when anyone comes in, you know, it's possibly I'm going to try and work it so that we can actually showcase certain channels as well. So if ones are looking for X, like just looking to grow, then I can put the camera to the side and actually have their channel up so we can actually look through what they've got, you know, see how their shorts are going on or videos, things like that. Absolute bugger. More work. God damn. Okay, we've got 1,000 coming. Okay, we'll get that worked out then. Let me just turn that light on so we've got a little bit extra in the foreground. A little bit of shading because yeah, always helps as well when you're doing your lives and things like that, just to make sure you do have adequate lighting. But yeah, it's everybody's favorite kind of fish to keep, whether it's tropical or marina. You know, could be as small as a clownfish or as large as a koi. Yeah, that is a lot of koi fry. Most I've grown on is like 200. So getting that amount, yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. So the box we've got to make is got to be pretty large for one. The flow's got to be right going through the tank to always keep it clean. But what we will be doing is putting the tank on like floating the tank on top of one of the ponds. So literally any fish waste drops straight down and gets sucked up by the main pump, which then goes through all the filtration and then returns it back first into the box, which then helps one gets the fish moving, so it keeps them active, and then 2, it would then push any other debris down and then recycle. And then obviously as they get bigger, what we can do is when we're grading, we can just take them straight out of the tank into the pond, because they're in the same body of water. So they're going to be same water parameters, same temperatures, everything like that. It's all going to be the same within that tank. So it's a good way to grade out and things like that as well. Take out any of the bigger ones, as we would like to call them, the Tobies. Are you picking up the fry, or is it going to be shipped? So luckily for us, we've actually got a koi breeder that's only 25 minutes down the road. One sec.
There was 105 for 1,000.
Mm. So yeah, £105 for 1,000 koi fry. Not bad. Had a little lag spike then. Don't know why we're getting lag spikes with StreamYard. Do not know why. But yeah, let me just put a couple of messages out to a couple of people just to let them know. Telegram, Sam. That's a couple of messages sent out. We'll see. Yeah, 25 minutes away, and it's Adam Bayer Koi Farm, which previously I've been and done a tour at, not on this channel, but on the old channel. So yeah, we'll be picking them up as soon as we can get the tank sorted. The fish I'm focusing on breeding is the mascara. Oh, mascara barbs. I've not actually seen those. We've got green tigers in the 40-gallon breeder. That you would, if you look in the shorts, you'll see the barbs and things like that in there, as well as the, I believe it's the L018 Pleco, aka the golden nugget. I would love to find out whether that golden nugget is a male or a female, to tell whether what to get to put in with it, as well as then adding like a breeding cage and things like that, and just to see whether we can actually accomplish to breed a pair of golden nuggets. Because apparently they can be quite tricky to breed. And they said it's kind of the same thing with the blue acaras, but yeah, we had those breeding before they absolutely went crazy on themselves. Excuse me, it's something in my eyelash. And yeah, so yeah, we had the blue acaras. They were breeding every couple of weeks. It was getting crazy. But unfortunately, they decided to turn on themselves after they ate all the third lot of eggs. So yeah, we woke up to an absolute massacre. So yeah, that's why they went. Mickey's Aquarium, welcome in, buddy. Good evening. How you doing? Good to see you with us, bud. Hope you've had a good day. So yeah, that's how we ended up with the angels, really. The only fish that did survive that massacre. I don't know whether he was the main ringleader of it, but it was the pearl gourami. That was the only one that actually survived, like mid to top water. Obviously, the bristle noses and the albino corridorus, they stayed down low, well out of the way, so they survived. And then we were like, okay, what can we do now? So we thought, get some angels. As you can see, one of the previous videos, well, it wasn't even a video, it was a live. But there's always, when we got them, and some of those angels were literally like small. Great day, 2 tank rescapes and set up a trickle filter on the koi pond. Nice, Mickey, nice. It's always good to set up a trickle filter. See, we've just been talking because I've just been told we have a project coming up. Obviously, we knew the project was going to happen, but we had originally for 500 koi fry, and that's now changed to 1,000. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So there's that. May in the future look at making a like a bog filter or something like that, and actually, yeah, it's a lot of fish. So that would put us up to a total of over 1,030 or 1,040 koi in total, until obviously culling out and losses and things like that. I was doing water changes, but then the thunderstorms outside, so I had to stop because of the lights flicking. Yes, definitely good. Hope you've got backup generators. Hope you do have some backup generators there. But yeah, I kind of went off topic when we was where I was kind of going. So I was thinking that we're gonna do community nights. So maybe one night and during the week. Yeah, plus the 5 in the tank at the pub. Yeah. So I was thinking community night, probably not using StreamYard, but using like OBS or something like that, where we actually set it up so that when people come in, we can actually see who's active in chat, for one. So that's the main thing, is to be active in chat, you know, talking with people, you know, building that community. And then what we'll be doing is pulling your channel onto half the screen, right? And then we'll actually go through it and look at like how your videos are doing, shorts are doing, you know, let people see what your intros are as well, you know, your little intro descriptions and things like that. So yeah, I think it'll be a nice little way for everybody in the community to actually grow with each other and actually take it on that kind of level. You know, we could have people come in that don't even, yeah, like Tuba, but more for like the aquarium and pond people. You know, obviously everyone's welcome, but it's just a little thing. It'll only be a 1 hour, maybe maximum 2. Okay. But obviously people have real life. They don't have to worry about, you know, having to be there for the whole time as well. But yeah, something similar like that. Because, you know, for a Fabro, I can work all that stuff. Gives me something to do this evening by making all the banners and things like that as well. You never know. I might even pull out the old green screen and set it up. So yeah, gives us plenty to do. Also gives you guys plenty to see as well. Because at the end of the day, I can sit here and talk for hours, but it's only depending on how much you guys want to listen. That's the main thing. Or if there's any, by the way, if there's any questions or anything like that you want to ask, feel free, drop them down in the comments. Good to know, Mickey. Good to know, bud. Because yeah, I reckon it's a good way for everyone to do it. And I want to get my head around the project. Yeah, exactly. So there's always things like that can be done. you know, there is hopefully trips of foot as well. I'm thinking of turning my old 22-foot round pool 5 foot deep into a pond. What kind of filter would you recommend for a pond of that size? Are you UK or US? So I can work out whether you want it in liters or whether you want it in gallons. Or if you know how much it is in gallons, let me know. US, so it's 22-foot round. So let me pull up my little chart. So look at this one here. That's 12 foot round, but that's not deep enough. Okay, so is it so it's rough. So the pool holds about 12,000 gallons of water. Right, so 12,000. So you're looking at least a 10,000 pump, if not 20, if you can. You can get canister filters, you know, what some people in the hobby would call death cans, but they're pretty good. You can also, there's plenty of videos as well on how you can actually turn like a recycling bin or even any kind of bucket, water tank or anything like that. You can turn that into a filter. Because yeah, I don't know if you can get like easy pods that well over there. I don't think you guys can. Yeah, 10,000 vary pump. Run that on 50 to 60%. So you're running at equivalent of around 5,000 an hour for your optimal. So yeah, 10,000 vary pump with depending on how much stock you're going to put in it, like actually how much fish you're wanting to go in, 10,000 canister should be okay. Obviously, the more you can put through the canister, the better. But most of the canisters, you want to kind of half what their hourly rate is. So say it can cope 10, it's a 10,000. Its optimal range is going to be around 5, so that it can actually, so it can actually hold. Oh, excuse me there, guys. Webcam is playing up, so hopefully at some point we'll be able to get a new webcam as well, because this one's getting pretty old. It works for videos and things like that, but live streams and stuff, not so great. You know, Razer keep telling me, oh, you've got an update firmware and things like that, but it doesn't work. It tells me to contact support. But yeah, a canister with a vary pump on it should be pretty damn good. Would a sand filter work for a pond? What you mean, like the ones that come with the pool? No. But, and I do say there is a but, if you go and check out Chris at Stubbsy's Aquatics, he did a video where he turned the pond filter, well, the swimming pool filter, into a filter for fish. So you can go and check that out. Drop him a comment, ask him how did it turn out, Because if it turned out good, then you may have the answer. Like personally, if I was to do something like that, I would probably remove the sand and put in some kind of K1 or micro K1 into it, and then have that churning around, turning that into a biofilter, basically a bio bin. So it's kind of like a moving bed. That's the correct term. Because it'll literally come in from the top, water flows down. As it flows down, picks up the small particles, just keeps churning them, and then obviously the return will be lower down. Yeah, or a multi-bay. Yeah, or a multi-bay. That would be good as well. Because then you've got the vortex for the bio, plus then you'd have your mechanical as well. So yeah, it's possible. On the road listening, welcome in, Christine. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day as well. Sorry, I just randomly dropped that message to you. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I might have to be right back because I think my nose is not telling me that my food is ready. So yeah, we might have to put food on the side quickly. Yep, I'll be right back, guys and girls. Let me just go and grab that food, put it on the side while we wrap up. Gonna put that there for now. I'll have that in a little while. Just wanted to go down and grab it so people weren't complaining. But yeah, hope you're well, Chris. But yeah, we are getting there. Yeah, 27 minutes in, we can't just end the live because I've got my food. No way. I'll leave it to cool down. Enjoy the food. Now I'm going to leave it on the side. You know, we haven't been live long enough to end the stream. Not doing that to you. So, yeah. If anything, at a later date, I'll plan it so that I've eaten before. But yeah, either biofilter or something like that would be a good idea, I think. Or if you did want to change the swimming pool filter into a bio bed, then yeah, empty the sand out. Be sure to give it a thorough good wash, especially if you've had chlorine and things like that in there. Because yeah, you don't want any chlorine in the system. So yeah, definitely say, what would you recommend to keep the water cool? I live in Florida and it gets hot here. So a normal sunshade as well, like a parasol. Have it coming up, hanging over the top of the pond as well. That can help. Ideally, you don't really want it in direct sunlight, which is why I say either use a parasol, things like that, or another way of doing it is put in, like, if you can, like, even get a sheet of ply, for example, right? Measure a quarter of the pond, right? chop it, cut the curve of the pond, and have that sitting in the back corner. So if the fish do get too hot, they can go under that and they'll be in the shade. If I had to build again, I would go for a multi-bay and have a nexus. Yeah, definitely, especially for like between 10-20,000 liters. Then yeah, definitely. If I could afford it, I would get one too. But I haven't got a pond that really needs a nexus on it. That's when you go down the lines of all the pipeline for the auto cleaners and all of that kind of stuff. You know, small drum would be in my eyes is the same price as a nexus. So I personally would go for a small drum. That way you can just connect it up to your main feed, and every hour, 2 hours, and it just does a little small 5-6% water change, and then trickles the top up back to the pond. So that's always good. So yeah, especially if you wanted to like keep the water colder as well, like to actually cool it, then putting something like a small drum on there, it would trickle feed back after every clean. So it would kind of, in theory, keep the water slightly cooler. But yeah, even if you just put in like a trickle system into the pond as well, just having that will have like an overflow, because then the overflow can get rid of the water that is, you know, being pushed through it, and then the trickle feed just tops it up and keeps it balanced. But I can see issues with that one, like it's just going to constantly be trickling because it's going to constantly be overflowing. So yeah. So yeah, there is that idea. So yeah, there's definitely plenty of things that you can do when it comes to setting up your own filtration. There's plenty of videos out there, guys. Plenty of videos out there. Not only going out and buying a filter, but also making your own as well. There's loads of them. You know, you can make yourself a homemade Tempest if you really wanted to, as long as you've got some I'd say 6-inch clear tube and things like that, and a couple of reducers, things like that. You can do it. Welcome in, Duper. Welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, I'm just stretching my back and having a quick little catch up with people. A little bit random, I know, but that's me. So yeah, there's plenty there you can do. So I was watching. Well, I wasn't watching. I was showcased on another channel yesterday, and they were like, "Right, you done a live 3 weeks ago." Ooh, good question. So for me, would be a 20,000 litre pond, double windowed, pergola over the top, running on a drum. Doing good, hopefully to get home before the rain hits. Fingers crossed for you. So yeah, having something like a 20 with a drum, double window. So no matter whether you're sitting out on the grass or whether you're sitting on a patio, you still get a good view of the underwater style of the pond. And then probably inline skimmer as well, So in the autumn time, when the leaves fall, all the waste just goes straight to the skimmer, which then would get returned into a 3 or 4 tier backy shower. That would be my system. You know, upon that size, you're looking 35, 36 feet in length and probably 25 to 26 feet wide with about 6 foot of depth. So yeah, it would be a very big pond. I would love to do a Japanese style pond with a waterfall with plants all around it. Yes. You do see quite a few places where obviously you've got the round pond as well in Japan, where obviously as you're walking around the actual outside of the pond, you just think it's, if you didn't know, you just think you're just walking on a platform, right? What you don't know is underneath that wood that you're walking on, that's got Japanese matting all the way around it. And that's the filtration of that pond. Literally, the filtration on that pond is the whole circumference of the pond. So it literally fills up in one end. By the time it gets all the way around the other side, it filters it back. So he's either got it where the inlet and the outlet are close by, or the return to the pond is actually on the opposite side, so that when water's flowing, as it comes in, the water then splits, goes around the pond, and then returns in at the other end. But yeah, that pond's big. That is big. If you look at the shorts on the channel, you'll find a rare underground water footage of that pond. Yeah, the underwater footage that's on the channel, that is underwater filmed from that pond, shall I say. A friend of mine went to Japan and sent me the video and was like, here you go, here's the video, here's the short you've always wanted. So yeah, I was privileged enough to get underwater footage of that and get to see some of the breeders' koi as well, and some of them are absolutely stunning. So yeah, if you ever want to check it out, and when you put in Japanese round pond, you'll probably see plenty of faces that you know. One of the fish I would love to put in the pond is an archer fish. See, I know nothing about like the archers or anything like that over in the US. Literally, the only one things we get over here will be obviously your koi, your goldfish, tench, rudd, sturgeon, you know, that kind of thing. Normal carp like your mirrors or your levers, as well as things like that as well. Oh, okay. I know. Now you said that, I know what they are. I have seen pictures of them and I've seen videos of them doing that. And yes, that is quite a talent in which they have there, to be able to just spit water at the bugs to make them drop into the water so that they can eat them. Very clever. But yeah, if anybody else has got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm just going to pinch this little bit of crop. Okay, that baby was more crispy than what I thought it would. But yeah, I apologize for that. So what we can do is let's have a look. Now you put in tropical fish in UK, right? Comes up saying eBay. But eBay have actually changed their law where you can't actually sell live fish on there anymore. Yeah. Obviously, you got Tropico. Things like that. Let's have a look at what's new. Yep, exactly that, Mickey. A lot of people that used to do their business through eBay now switched over to doing it through Instagram. But it won't be long until Instagram pull up on it. Then people have to find another source of doing it. Instead of registering themselves as an actual business and then being able to use somewhere like APC or something like that to then ship. But then you start shipping and then, you know, £30 a box, that kind of thing. So yeah, gets expensive. But yeah, let me see if I can present a screen share. There we go. So yeah, this is what we've got at the moment. Like Tropico. Obviously you got your snow white discus. Grows to an average of 15 centimeters, likes 28 to 30 Celsius. So I believe that's 75 to 78 Fahrenheit. Well, personally, for a discus, I am not a fan of that. I like the more colourful. Here you go, Mickey. They've got some red tuxedos. Absolute prolific breeders. I'd never get them again. Same as the mollies and platties. I've had them, and yeah, it got to the point where they were breeding so much I just couldn't keep up with them. See, that's nice. Yeah, koi guppies do look nice. See, these are pretty cool too. The bumblebee mboonas. Aggressive little buggers, but you know, the fact that they've got like the blue tips in the top dorsal fin, they are nice. Grow to average size of 12 centimeters, which is not a bad size. Yeah, they never stop. Have I still got a tank full of guppies? Yeah, right, Mickey. That's the thing with them. So your diamond blues, that's more of a discus that I would like. See, if anybody wanted to actually get me any little gifts, these are what I would want to get. I want to find somewhere that has these. And if you ask me why, you shouldn't. You should know why. Because for those that are, I can see that. Let me see if I can actually switch that to full screen. There you go. Yeah, they are gorgeous. Right? Not only that, so those that like their koi, who can tell me what koi that looks like to the you? See, to me, that looks like a certain type of koi that I would love to get. Pretty much looks like a miniature, like a shower. But yeah, they're nice. Grow to an adult size of 7 centimeters. So they grow to an actual good size. They're quite a larger barb. 22 to 26 Celsius, which is good because my tank's sitting at 26. This is a shoaling barb, so it should be kept in groups of 6 or more. They can be shy, especially if the aquarium is too light and open. Okay, so it's good to have plenty of live plants in there with it as well. So tank makes and cabinity. Since the place has no special demands in terms of water chemistry, it can be combined with most popular fish hobby throughout the, including small other cyprinids as well as tetras, live bearers, rainbow fish, catfish, and loaches. So tetras, swordtails, obviously not stingrays or cichlids. Snails, yes. Male betters, no. Females, yes. Shrimp, no. Sharks, yes. Rift Lake and African cichlids, no. Vasporas, yes. Rainbow fish, yes. Platies, yes. So pretty much just don't be silly and put them in with predatory. Paradise fish, other catfish, not really. Corridorus, yes, you can get away with that. Mollies, minnows. Once you don't put them in with lobsters, loaches, any L number plecos. So yeah, there's quite a few that you can actually put in there, but that is definitely one of the ones I would get. What other fish would I get? Let's have a look and see if they've got any. Oh, they haven't actually got that many in stock on them ones. So the other ones I would get. Ooh, very a good question. I am a sucker for my gourami. Yo, Mexicali. How you doing, buddy? Welcome in. I wonder how bamboo shrimp would do in a pond. Oh, I don't think they'll do very well, to be honest. I'm not sure. Rainbow dwarfs. That'll be a nice little tank adder. Obviously, I've got one of those at the moment. That's a tiny little gourami, that is. Sengtang. Never heard of that one before. But yeah, for me, would probably be these ones. The rainbow dwarf. Doing great. Listening and driving to work. Well, Max Kelly, I hope you have a great shift. Hope it's not too stressful for you. Candy koi's, shrimp. Let's have a look what shrimp they have. Because that's another project I would love to do. Have a small cube tank planted and just have shrimp. I would love to do that. And actually have it on display in the actual, within, you know, behind where you've seen while we're off cam. But, you know, you got A-grade cherries, assorted cherries. So by the look of it, you might get some reds, some yellows, or some blues. Yep, you get a mixture of kind. This is for one shrimp if you require groups. Oh, so it's £4.45. Don't know what I'd go for. Makes Kelly saying more to. You go more towards the betters. Yeah, they've got, you know, corridors. Pandas are very nice. Panda cories are pretty good. See, to me, they call that a dolphin, right? To me, does that not, or to anybody else, does that not look like a Venezuelan? Oh no, there's the Venezuelan there. We've got 3 of them or 4 of those in the tank. Be right back, phone call, no problem at all. You won't lose your place in the chat, so don't worry about it. But obviously with them, they do like... Oh, you was answering the question about the fish? Yeah. See, there's their barbs. So you've got your green tigers, which is what I've got at the moment. I've got a shoal of them. Tigers. See, the Odessas are quite nice. I'm not going to lie. Black rugbies, they are nice as well. I do like those. But personally, the melon has more of a quick grab towards me that I would definitely go and buy. If I saw them, I'd buy them. That is for sure. Welcome back. So the black rugby barb only grows to current size 2 to 3, adult size 6 centimeters. They grow a good size again. So yeah, they'd be a great for a community tank. Just don't tell Stubbsy I'm looking more at getting more barbs. He'll go nuts at me. Rainbows are pretty. I don't quite know how many rainbow fish you could fit in a 40-gallon breeder though, really. You know, you go for some like red lasers. They're expensive. They're like $13 a fish. That's expensive. Saying that, there's me that spent about $70 on a golden nugget pleco, right? So, really, what is it? But yeah, if anybody else had their favourite fish, what would it be? You know, going into your dwarf cichlids, like your longfin rams, electric blues, goldens, Bolivians. Now, the funny thing is, when I actually bought the blue Acaras, they were actually in a tank labeled as electric blue rams. And when I got them home, I'm like, these don't have too many favorite fish. Yeah, I'm kind of the same, which is why, for me personally, a community tank is definitely the better way to go. I don't know. Good God, it's a lot of mollies. Let's have a look at their pleco range. Golden nugget. Male bristles, longfin bristles. I do like those, but they can grow to 15 cm. Most dwarf cichlids. So you're a big fan of the electric ram, the blue rams, German blue rams, things like that. But yeah, they do grow pretty big. They need a big tank. Super red. What size do they go to? Again, 15 centimeters. So they can grow to a good size. But will definitely stand out in anybody's tank with any kind of medium to dark substrate with live plants. Even though we had somebody comment on the channel the other day that plecos shouldn't be in live planted tanks, apparently. L226 Tiger Pleco. They are very pretty too. I don't know what it is with plecos nowadays. You can get so many of them in so many different, patterns, things like this. This little guy. Look at that. Such a small little creature. 5 to 8 centimeters. 26 pound. Yo, Andrew, welcome in, buddy. How you doing? Yep, random live tonight, Andrew. Hope you got your internet fixed. So yeah, you've come into what is your favorite kind of fish to keep in your tanks? I know Andrew's going to turn around and say a blue lobster or blue crayfish. Sorry, either that or angels. That's my prediction for Andrew. Oh, you got rid of the angels. Finally got rid of them. Got to run. Catch you on the next live. No problem, Mickey. No problem at all. Yeah, Andrew, I might have to pick your brains one evening, sir. OBS. Streaming, YouTube. Conversation needs to be had. I got something in the pipeline, but I may need some help trying to work out the OBS for it. I know how to do it for oh feck. Yeah, oh feck indeed. Oh yes, my friend. You know what I get like when I do my artwork, right? Imagine what I'm going to unleash with OBS. No. Oh, you just absolutely had to do it to me, didn't you? There's me saying I'll never have platties again. There's me saying I would never. First of all, you need a stable, solid, stable internet connection. We're running a 1 gigabyte at the moment. Yeah, they are gorgeous. We're swordtails. Senki Quaig swordtails. So yeah, Andrew, I'm running. I can probably run a connection probably between 4,500 to 6,000 frame rate. So yeah, having something like that in with the barbs and the large tetras, I think they would look quite nice. But then again, Senkis of them, or for me, would be again going back to the barbs and going to the bottom. Because to me, that basically looks like a Senki Koi barb. And I'd rather not have to worry about the live breeding. My wallet is already running. Yeah, they are pretty fish. They really are. But yeah, for me, I think I'd go for the barb. And just keep going back to that barb. Because that's what I've got in with my green barbs. Is the black widows. These ones. So yeah, that's what we've got in at the moment. The only fish I like at the moment will be the ones at the end of my rod, probably sea bass or wrasse. And yes, I had to say wrasse in the way of good old Muttley. How's all the tanks doing there, Andrew? And when is it you're going fishing next? They're all good? Good to hear, buddy. Where are you off to next? And what location are we going to be seeing you at? Where are we going to see the next pop-up live come from? Trip to Cornwall, Saturday until Tuesday. Well, you're going from up north down to Cornwall. Is that what you're doing? You're driving? I'm guessing you are with all your fishing gear. Well, on your way back, if you hit the M1, let me know. If you need a stop-off point on the M1, let me know, buddy. You guys can pop me on for a cuppa. Granted, it ain't going to be no fucking Yorkshire. Or should I say Cornish tea? But then again, you're coming back from Cornwall, so you're probably going to have plenty of it with you. 4 of you going? Nice. Are you going up the M6? Yeah, the M6. Got ya. So you'll be going M6 and then picking up the M5? Is that right? I think it's the M5 that goes straight through into Cornwall. Do they sell dwarf red-tailed eels? I don't know. Let's see if we can find them. Loaches. So here's all their dwarf varieties. Dwarf chain Keely Loach. So we're coming back A30, M5, M6, M62. Got ya. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look like they do. But that is a cute pistogramma there. Male, average male grows to 7 centimeters, females 5. Nice little chap or chapette. See, I would like to get, the old chain loach because they are nice. They're expensive, but they're nice. Excuse me. No, we do not want to be looking at. I heard of a breeder for dwarf red tail eels that was in Germany. Okay, something to. And this jam first. Andrew, you'll start so many arguments. By the way, Andrew, I found out the perfect way to get around that argument. Would you like to hear it? So it's quite an easy one. You just put a thick layer of jam on one side, thick layer of cream on the other. Put them together, no matter what side of the border you're on, you just turn it upside down to the correct side. Job done. Eat it like a sandwich. Yeah, I know, but that's less jam and cream. Depends on how much you put on it. If you literally put on like a good old slab of it, then you're fine. Granted, it's going to be so big you won't be able to get it in your mouth. No, it's not worth it otherwise. Exactly. I completely agree with you on that one. Don't even know why I looked at these ones. Hold up. What's Nightbot doing sneaking in here? I have to shoot. Catch up with me next week and we'll have to discuss OBS. No worries, buddy. I'll try and set it up as much as I can. But yeah, have a good evening. Say hello to Donna for me. And yeah, we'll catch up soon. See, would it, Angie, buddy, take care. Would anybody actually buy a prematured filter, or would you rather just mature it yourself? That's a good question. That would help a beginner and the start of the cycle. It would. That it would. So yeah, if you was a beginner, you wanted to sell it up quick, getting something like that put into the tank would be a great idea. But I would also then put in a couple more sponge filters that would also mature inside that tank as well. So how many tanks do I have? So I've got at the moment we've got 3. We got just a little QB. We've got the 125 dual Rio, and then we've got a 40-gallon breeder, which is 160 liters. And then we've got 4 koi ponds. So yeah, plenty to keep us busy. So yeah, 3 tanks indoors, 4 ponds outside. Sunfish! Seems very fishy in here, buddy. You have 140 tanks. Holy moly. That is a lot of tanks. How you been, Sunfish? Been a while since I've managed to catch you somewhere. Hope you're well. Sunfish has seen your tanks. Oh, I bet. Henry has no life. But question for you all. In the name of supporting, do we know anybody that is live this evening and that we should tune into? Just raising koi, and that's what I've been up to here lately. Sunfish, apparently we've got 1,000 koi fry on order. Yep. Certainly going to keep us busy. I can even buy mature K1 media too. I'm thinking about getting more peanuts. What do you mean? What do you mean by peanuts? Oh, that's what we call baby koi here in the US. Gotcha. Never heard of them being called that before. Holy shit! Another 20 tanks. Taking your tank collection up to 160. Right? That's what I'm thinking. Exactly what I'm thinking, Sunfish. However, that's the case. Share the numbers. Anyway, surely the coin numbers would be 1, 3, 6, 8, or 12. That's what I'm thinking. Because, you know, that's how many some fish species can actually be kept in. So you're getting some more 40-gallon breeders and some 20-gallon highs. Dang. Yeah, I don't know whether mine's classed as a 40-gallon long. I think it might be. Must take you a week to clean them all. Literally finish one cycle and you've got to do another. It does take you a week. Yeah, I bet. But don't forget, guys, as well, if you can, smash that like button if you haven't already. It will help us to grow. Will help us to grow. My biggest tanks are 180 gallon. Holy mother of Jesus. What the hell you got in that, Oscars? So yeah, what the hell have you got in that, Oscars? Parrotfish? Yeah. That's some big tanks. Big tanks. In fact, I believe still Lee. Yeah, still here. Thank you very much, Chris. I think most tanks I've had at one time was 6. So I reckon I'm at my maximum that I've had at the moment with the 3. I think I've never had more than 3 in one go. Don't get me wrong, I would love right over there to put a nice little cube or something like that for a as a little shrimp tank. That's one thing I would love to do. But in time, you know, Superfish want to reach out for me and allow me to do a product review on one of their cubes. Feel free to message me. Because I'll quite happily set them up one. Because yeah, definitely would be a for me personally. I wouldn't even put a beta in there. I would say that has to be shrimp. Some nice dark leaf nano Nubius, or some probably some kind of crypt. Things like that with like thinner, longer leaves, and just put them in there with the correct substrate for the shrimp, and just watch their little legs just dancing off the plants and off the wood. That's what I would have it for. You know, I've even got some shrimp food still in the packet that we were sent by Cloverleaf to test out. I just haven't got around to doing a tank yet to actually test it. But the Cloverleaf, the other stuff that I have tested, like the Corridorus food, the algae wafers, things like that, they're pretty. They do a pretty good job. Fish like them. You don't get any murkiness from the water in the water column, so they do a good job. You know, you do get quite a nice color as well on the Venezuelans when you use that Corridorus food. It's very small, very small pellet, like very small pellet, almost like a crumb. But you have to literally take your pinch, submerge your hand just inside the water, and then move it as you release it. Otherwise, it just floats on top. So, like you would do with, like, say, some of your medium water columns, or even like, you know, you just want to get the food like past the angels, the gouramis, things like that. You can just take a pinch of flake, submerge your hand, and then just let go of it in the water, and it just naturally falls quicker. So that way I find is a good way. So what I tend to do is I'll put small little pinch on top just to get the like, you know, the top ones up fighting. And then once they're up competing for it, then I'll go and put another pinch in for like the middle to bottom. And yeah, seems to be fine. So I don't seem to have any issues with it. You know, the plants seem to be like semi-healthy. So yeah, it's not overloading, which is a good thing. So yeah, we are having an issue with blackbeard algae though, but I think that's because it's next to the window, so it might be getting too much light. So I'll have to change that at some point. But we have hit that 1 hour 30 mark, guys. We've hit that 1 hour 30. So I planned originally to be live for an hour, but I thought as we were looking at the fish, we'd go a little bit longer. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that did stop by, and yeah, keep an eye out as well for the next live coming. It will be posted up beforehand, probably a good 2 or 3 days before. New things are coming. Chris, I'll reach out and I'll let you know what's afoot. Something kind of interesting that we've both been a part of for a while. That's the thing to think about. Something we were a part of for a while, but I want to try and see if I can do something like that, but more on fish side. Let me turn that blue light off because it was making my eyes hurt. Damn, that blue, Jesus, jeez. Blue light blue background with blue eyes, not a good mix. As you just probably saw, my eyes absolutely changed color then. But yeah, so yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Chris, you be careful whilst driving now. And everyone else, have a great rest of your week. And I'm sure we'll catch up with you at some point. If I don't see you before, I'm sure I'll catch you all up in other people's streams during the week. Because, yeah, I'm going to try and be more active this week. So, yeah, take care, everybody. And we'll catch you all very shortly. See you later.